Hello, and welcome back everyone to War on the Sea as the US Navy. Of course, we are sending some supplies over to Melita now on the 18th of October, which is day 73. Long time into this particular campaign. You can usually get a US campaign done between day 30 and 50, really, if you really steamroll it. But of course, we've been backwards and forwards quite a bit with this particular challenge we have on. So we're going to be sending mostly supplies and engineering towards Melita in order to get us up to a level 1 airfield at least. But we do need some fuel, which will be coming from this particular supply group. And I think we will send that straight on over here. That was originally intended for Guadalcanal to go up to a level 4 airfield. But I think I quite like the idea of getting the extra sight radar range from Melita up, and of course the extra planes which come with it. So I believe it's a little more focused on attack groups rather than simple combat air patrols there. So that'd be very nice indeed, some extra presence we have in that area. If we can find Task Force Lightning over here, covered by all of its scouts, going to want to rearm over here, like so. And I think we're waiting for a MAN to reinforce us there. Once that's come over, we can try and tackle this particular task force, which is providing scouting for the enemy in this area over here. And that will just be a minor cruiser group, so it should be fairly easy to get rid of. The only problem is, recently, we've been seeing some zeros coming over towards our home base in the New Hebrides over here. So we're sending out some Catalinas in the southern area below Renault Island over here, because we've got a bad feeling there's a carrier lurking around here, and we really don't want that to happen, and it will take advantage of the scouting coming off of this group if there is in fact something there. It's not unheard of to see enemy zeros coming all the way from Rabaul, really. I don't know how the hell it happens, or even just nearby carriers at night. Just one of those things this game is a little bit funny about. So that's the immediate plan for today. Get rid of the enemy scouting in this area and just upgrade Melita as and when. Task Force 24 is the Kearsarge and a damaged Jenkins, really heavily damaged after taking some torpedo hits in the previous video, of course. So we're going to send them to the Dockyard. Let's have a quick review of the Dockyard at the moment. We have a fair few battleships in here. We've got the Tennessee and the Colorado over here. We also have a Montana to come out in 8 days' time and an Iowa in 2. That's very well worth remembering that, actually, so we can bolster or even creating new task force wholly over there with the remains coming out of the Dockyard. And in fact, there's a pretty damn decent fleet coming out of there in itself. With what we have, so we might be tempted to do that if we're patient enough to wait all of that time, of course. We'll see how we feel. A Colorado doesn't really fit with an Iowa and a Montana as such in there, does it? Because it's just so slow and it'll drag the rest of the ships behind there. Where is the other Task Force Brawler at the moment? It is full on another Montana over here, and the Illinois did take a torpedo to the bow, but didn't penetrate far enough to do any really major damage. But that will have to be something we need to be mindful of as we push up forwards to another minor group led by a single Yamato in the northern regions over here, which is last spotted between these two positions here. So that's the aim for the day. Let's get going. So it's not the worst news for the Kearsarge. That is only going to take 17 days to come out there. We did send back the strong A Fletcher class destroyer, and that's going to take 24 days to repair there. So that's absolutely massive damage done to that. So that's looking pretty damn decent for the Kearsarge. We can certainly wait out for that. But I think by that time we will have, I don't know, 17 days. It's just, of course, just over 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks' time we could well have Guadalcanal up to victory standards there, quite likely, if we really go hard for the fuel and such there, if that's what we spend our command points on. Because we do have the supplies and such there now, if we really wanted to send something over and get that to a level 5 airfield. So it's just depending on what we want to do with that, how we really feel, because we do want to get some good engagements out, don't we? Just get rid of this bloody double Yamato task force over here, which is still patiently waiting outside of Milne Bay over here. Rather interesting indeed, that's not moving at all. Maybe it's because we have damaged some rudders and propellers and such. We'll have to see. So to paint a picture of what exactly is going on, as we move towards Melita over here, move north as the Task Force Brawler, we can watch the enemy scouting activity here. A lot of fighters coming out to this empty water over here. Clearly not so empty. We did just catch a glimpse of the enemy Yamato Task Force over there, actually, so it is very, very close indeed. What we want to do is send out some more wildcats, I think, to this particular location to try and scout. Clearly an enemy carrier about, isn't there? Now, as we all know, knowledge is certainly porridge, so we need to get eyes on that as quickly as possible. Just a couple of wildcats will certainly do the job there. I think what we need to do is send out one more wildcat to the straits up over here, after we did in fact bombard, of course, the Shortland Islands and Santa Isabel previously as well, removing the enemy's radar range and any possibility for extra aircraft in that area as well. That'd be brilliant to send some planes up there freely. It's quite likely we'll be spotting some sort of enemy submarines as well there, but we'll be approaching Melita right now. And let's see if we can unload all cargo there. And exactly how does that look? We can see it's looking pretty damn decent over here. 4,000 troops, 6,000 supplies, couple hundred, just under 300 engineering. We do just need to wait for that fuel to come in. That won't take too long at all. Let's send the supply group back immediately, of course. No need to waste time there whatsoever. That will take 41 hours to go over. How far exactly is supply group 1 away? Let's see. If we redirect this, let's say 9 hours there. That's absolutely fine. And it in fact looks like the Wildcats sent out to scout that aircraft carrier have in fact found it. We've got the alerts here. Let's go straight on in and see what that is, because that's very scary to have it so close. And that does look like possibly 2 aircraft carriers there. At a first glance, quite likely a Shokaku. Let's use our binoculars here. So yes, we have a Shokaku and an Unryu there, and a Fuso battleship and another Fuso battleship. Absolutely brilliant. Love to see it. So Akizuki, another Akizuki, another Akizuki. Bloody hell. Got more Akizukis than I got fingers and thumbs. Another couple Oidos as well. Alrighty, so rather unapproachable by air, which is good because we're all geared up to approach this by sea. So, I want to mark that up. Let's mark it here. Excellent stuff. We'll mark that as carrier group, of course. Lovely stuff. So what do we do exactly for that? Do we redirect Task Force Lightning to deal with that? That certainly could really hurt that particular task force. I'm not so bothered about the Fusos with our Iowa and Alaska there. We'll be able to penetrate right through their decks. I've even had, or been on the receiving end with this game of my Fusos taking magazine explosions from enemy heavy cruisers. So I'm sure that'd be absolutely fine. The problem will of course be the masses and masses and masses of enemy attack aircraft there. So we're going to need to perhaps recall a lot of these scouting aircraft around Guadalcanal. You can use those as combat air patrol there. So I think we're going to try and direct straight away over there. And I didn't actually catch how long that would take, so we can get some actual planning done with that. That would take, let's say, 6 hours. Take a note of the time. That's looking like a nice time engagement, which will suit us actually very, very nicely indeed there. We also have our large supplies coming out. That's absolutely fine, just taking their time there. You see how immediately we did spot that aircraft carrier. So not the nighttime engagement we were expecting, but certainly one we want to take. This is another minor cruiser group. We can see here we have taken the time to identify the enemy. We have two Shiratsus leading, Sendai, Mogami, Takao and Akizuki. The time is 21:58 hours. The sea state is 4 with a visibility of 36%. You can very much guess that the enemy is going to be immediately launching out some torpedoes at us. With them on our flank, that makes things a little bit more difficult because we certainly want to move to a broadside position, but we can't really do that so easily with enemy torpedoes about. So we're going to want to split our group about, I think, bring the Afridi, Australia and Taylor at least to another line ahead and move them this sort of direction. The starboard side turn there, so we'll press play and get that going. Australia's number 9 and then 7. Just move those about there. We do have issues some firing orders. Do that properly here and go to line ahead there, form up. Do see a single dive bomber about, but I'm sure our small arms can deal with that as that comes in closer. Move over here please, quite wide. Yeah, enemies moving this sort of direction. Another starboard side turn there to get their broadsides going. We'll have to just increase our spread for our formation as we move around, so otherwise torpedoes will be extremely deadly as they are anyway, of course. Looks like getting some decent near misses so far. Enemies already firing out, so we'll see how that's landing around our own formation. Good spread around our own formation with some star shells, of course, some excellent spotting. Japanese do excel at nighttime engagements, don't they? But I think really we're going to want to get the Jackal, the Alaska, where are you, over here, and the Waller into a line ahead as well, and full speed that pretty much as fast as we can go, and send that to 32 knots and send that out over here so we can give our eyewear and such a little more room to manoeuvre. How is that dive bomber coming through? Are we going to be proved wrong about the small arms? We certainly are. That is going to drop towards Alaska. What's that going to look like? A dud. Excellent. And some minor bomb hits towards our secondary and our funnel, but that's nothing really horrible there. Do we see any hits towards our own ships so far? Nothing really to shout about there, which is great, but we don't have anything really amazing against the enemy ships by the looks of it so far. Let's take a quick report. Moderate damage to the Takao. Let's see. Looks like that's going to slow down to pretty much a halt, so we find something which is actually going for that. It's actually the Alaska already. It's going at a speed of 6 knots there. That's amazing. We have some excellent solution over there. We will remain on spotting fire for now because we don't have the greatest amount of star shells about, so I don't think. We want to increase that, keep that up. The enemy is smoking as well there. Some good glancing hits onto that Mogami. Let's try and turn the Iowa though. I think we want to turn that in, move that independently and get the Philadelphia up to max speed, because I really need to work with the assumption that the enemy is moving in with some torpedoes. So we'll turn on our sonar, but with the speeds we're going, that's not going to make too much of a difference, I don't think. We'll get the Astoria out over here. This will limit our firepower out going towards the enemy. The Waller and the Iowa are suffering some flooding and such, the Waller especially. Well, let's look. Let's move our damage control teams over to the fires and flooding where possible. There's just too many for us to handle at the moment. The Iowa is it could be doing better, but it could certainly be doing worse if there's torpedoes about. We do fear those torpedoes. Going to try and change 1 or 2 ships now from their main batteries over to where are we? Who was firing out some star shells? We run out possibly. I think Jackal was firing some. Here we go. Let's move to HE to get rid of the leading Shiratsu there, because we've not got any really good firepower onto that just yet. I believe the Man was firing out some HE as well. Certainly is, but can only fire a couple of its guns out so far with the current position there. We might want to actually get some torpedoes of our own out. Really waiting for this really wide turn over here, so just narrow that down a bit. We'll watch out for the Man. Load up some torpedoes. We want to deactivate the port side there so we don't fire those out accidentally later on. Get us on a 2-degree spread there. Manually fire generally in the enemy's direction. We know that the enemy likes to stay clumped up sometimes, so we'll fire those out as much as we can. The Waller might want to do some as well actually while we have those available, so let's send those out just for an increased spread there. That'd be very nice. It'll take quite a while for our very slow American torpedoes to get to the enemy there. A lot more fires, in fact, will fire on the magazine. If that penetrates even further, of course we're going to be in a lot of pain later on. Watch out for the Iowa's turn. Philadelphia is moving loosely there, and it might just turn into our other formation, so we'll just bring that a little wider. Source of speed will be going here. Just double check the Alaska's top speed. And that is 32, so we are moving properly there. Double check. Yeah, we are moving at full speed with the Philadelphia, which is very nice indeed. What's going on with the enemy here? Have we got a collision? We certainly have. Absolutely brilliant. So, what we can do there is take full advantage of that collision between the 2 heavy cruisers there and get some manual main battery guns firing there. So if we hold with our battleship and our Astoria, as well as of course our Alaska, that would be brilliant. So we'll check the reload over here on Iowa. No sign of enemy torpedoes just yet, but with our spread of our destroyers, I think we're going to have to start turning around once again with this, just so we're dodging and weaving as need be. We can get a good firing arc onto the enemy Takao and such over here. Let's fire out then. Narrow AP just over here. Distance of 10 kilometers means that there shouldn't be too much of a travel time with those shells. Let's just pause and get over to the Alaska, which will have reloaded. And we'll do the same over here, more for the Takao, right over here, I should think. Yeah, look at that, absolutely disgusting there. It's a shame their guns are still firing because of that though. Just about missed, I think, there with the Iowa. Wait for the Alaska shells to come in. Should be very soon indeed. Unless those work. Get in there, get in there. Yes, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We'll keep those firing for now. Got another volley out from the Iowa. Hold their redirect and we see how that lands, I think. Pretty much at a stop. There we go, 0 knot speed on that Mogami. Absolutely brilliant there. So, we can redirect once again right in between those two ships. Do the same for the Alaska. We do need to get the fire out with the Astoria as well, which we did pause. Fire out here, thank you. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Looks like Waller is getting on top of those floods and fires from the basic overview over here. Check that in just a second. I like to watch big explosions on enemy ships, of course. This is the way. Looks like Iowa is taking on a little bit more flooding. Let's have a look at that. Let's get on top, thank you. Even more there as we do take some shots to the bow. But we're just about to finish with some repairs over here, so that should pop on over to... No, that's just going to carry on to shore that up. Pop on over to the flooding then, thank you. I think we'll go back to non-manual, get some spotting. I don't need spotting with such high stuff there. We're taking a lot of damage onto the Marne as well. Let's get onto the flooding, shall we? It's taken out our front magazine, unfortunately, so we've lost the firepower there. That's absolutely understandable with how close we are to that enemy Shiratsu. It looks like our torpedoes will be missing as well, unfortunately. Why aren't we firing else over here towards enemy Shiratsu? Mogami is finally sinking though. Let's see why we're not firing out onto number 1 Shiratsu there, because we really should be. We do have a lot of HE shells available, we do have the firing arcs available for that, so I couldn't really tell you why that's happening. We are firing out against a cow there, and Taylor isn't firing either. We're certainly within range. It does make you wonder. We just redirect these, is that going to help? I guess maybe we don't quite have... Ooh, Astoria struck by a torpedo there. Okay, is that going to take another one? There's not much we can do at this point. How's that looking? Yep, the front part of the ship is completely annihilated there. The fire's even spreading to the magazine. So there were enemy torpedoes, only hit by the one so far. Let's turn around with this group so we can get a full broadside going here. Are we really firing over here? I think we changed the Iowa over to the Sendai, using HE spotting for now, I think. And I guess, of course, our secondaries on that. Sendai will do a lot of damage to our destroyers, of course. Get the Philadelphia turning as well. Get it a little slower. That is fairly slow there. Let's go to 23 knots. That is, in fact, firing out, is it? Probably don't quite have the firing arcs with our current position, so we'll keep that fine. Yeah, we're loading up now. That's all good. How's that Takao looking though? Really nasty indeed. Let's take reports. So critical damage to Takao, moderates to the Shiratsu, but not enough damage to pretty much anything else. Marne, of course, in critical condition there. Rather nasty indeed. Well, after taking a bit of a beating ourselves and actually clearing up a couple more ships from the enemy there, we did decide to disengage and retreat out of that before anything else really popped up for us. Got the lingering feeling that there wasn't just the one group of torpedoes in the water there. With such minimal sight that I wasn't willing to risk any more hits on any of our ships there. So quite happy with the results, taking down Shiratsu, Sendai and Mogami there, leaving a couple extra ships, and especially the Takao, in critical state. I'm sure they'll be going straight back to their own dockyards. But of course that Marne did not last very long at all. Its maiden battle did see it get sunk, unfortunately. So we did get 6 command points off of that, and that was just outside Guadalcanal there. And that's really made me think twice about chasing down this carrier group now that we have taken that loss and some damage across the board here. It's not great, really not great. That does open up more options for reinforcing this particular group. And I wonder if we might want to change a few things around. We do have an Iowa coming out of the dockyard very soon, so we might just take the chance to refresh this Iowa, replace them round, and this one shouldn't take particularly long to stay in the dockyard and repair there. But not a bad idea at all, I don't think. So we might retreat out for now there. We are still hunting down this Yamato Task Force though, with Task Force Brawler, and that is a scary thought that might be just on top of us right now at the night time. Well, at the turn of the next day, we are of course retreating from Guadalcanal. We do see a possible enemy carrier task force just poking around here. Clearly it did retreat from this particular position. And I think, having said that, we'll send in Task Force Brawler to get towards Guadalcanal. That will take quite a while, so hopefully we reach that so we can engage this towards the nighttime hours, because with 2 enemy carriers there, nighttime engagement will be more favourable towards us. Completely nullifies any aircraft that they will be able to carry there. We will of course be sending out the usual scouts around Guadalcanal and such. We'll pick up and identify exactly what that is. But in the meantime, we have upgraded Melita to a level 1 airfield, so we do get access to Lightnings, Havocs and Catalinas, which is very, very nice indeed. So we might be tempted to even tickle those once we decide exactly what this is over here. So we have determined that this is the enemy task force group with the 2 carriers in. So we've sent out a very small group of Lightnings from Melita, the only Lightnings we have, simply to tie up any zeros. Whether they succeed or not in actually downing zeros doesn't matter, they're just a distraction for now. We're sending in some Havocs with 2 2,000-pound bombs each, and 6 Mitchells with 2 1,600-pound armor-piercing bombs each. And we'll decide when we get there if we want to hit a battleship or a carrier. Clearly a carrier is the smarter choice, of course, but thinking that we want to engage in surface over here at night time, of course, is not always up to us. We're thinking we might want to hit a Fuso there, but we'll see when we get in. Carrier's very, very nice prize indeed. So we are clearly in range. We can see the enemy over in the distance there. In fact, we have now spotted them properly. Let's take the Lightnings, target the Mitchells, and press follow over here, so they do get close and of course able to more tightly and closely protect the planes there. I think we are in fact going to go for the number 10 carrier over here, which is a Shokaku. Just not a bad option at all, however you look at it. So we're going to go for a low altitude bomb, I think, with the Havocs over here. Should increase our chances of success there. We'll make that very, very low indeed. It's about 80 meters there. And coming from the flank as well, very favourable position. That's what we did think about on the strategic map as we were approaching as well. With the formation the enemy's taking, they do have quite the wide arc of AA, but not the greatest in terms of overlapping AA, of course. It does isolate their carriers in the centre a bit there if we do get in from the flank, which of course we are able to do. We're going to come over the Mitchells at a faster pace over here. We don't have a really tight turn to make, so that's absolutely not a problem coming in quickly there. Got a somewhat tighter turn to make with the Havocs though, so we can go at a somewhat leisurely pace. Visibility is 50%, but the enemy will of course know these Havocs are here. We can see now the destroyers opening up with their flak. And we are going to line ahead with these Havocs. We'll move in. Now we can increase our speed, just pause to get us in a little better there. And we're going to be ready on the attack button, I think, which we will press now. And that's going to be something we need to do with everyone there, because we've lost the leading plane. Very sad to say. Hoping we get to drop at least. There we go. And how are we doing? Good couple, excellent couple hits there. Actually, two 2,000-pound bomb hits onto that Shokaku. Very, very nice indeed. Hopefully that's completely deactivated the flight deck, made that completely inoperable. Let's take a report, moderate to moderate. That will take a little bit more of a bashing. And we will come in with the complete payload of Mitchells over here. And in fact, we can increase our altitude a tad, just to stay away from that flak the enemy can bring out. Make that a little more difficult for them, of course. We will stay in our current formation. Just widen the spread a tad there. And we will slow down our speed to make sure we're a little more on the accurate side. Turn him. What we'll do is press attack, I think about here actually, like so. It might tighten up with the way that we've controlled all of them at once, but if we do lose a Mitchell, they might decide to stop the attack if they do lose the leading Mitchell. And unfortunately, only one successful bomb hit from those Mitchells means the enemy was able to recover from the fires. Does come out at heavy general damage, but still rather operable, I would guess, there, which is rather unfortunate. We did lose 6 of our planes, all of our Havocs, and 3 of the Mitchells, of course. Not too much of a bother, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll send our surviving planes back though, and we can of course refresh here for free. This is not the Pacific mod, of course, so that's absolutely fine. You can see the enemy sent out some dive bombers in every direction there, not really directed at our surface groups, which is rather interesting there. They're doing that blind. Yeah, it's just interesting they're doing that very blind actually. We should get our Iowa out of the dockyard, I believe it was, very soon, once the time is correct there. It is 6 AM, we should get that around 11 or midday. But unfortunately guys, I'm going to tease you there, that is all we have time for today. Just running out and looking back, the episode is stretching on a little bit too much there, so we'll try and cram in a bit more next time. So thank you very much for watching once again, hope you have enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the future. May all of your nights and days be auspicious.